Hello and welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion's Prototype Challenge. We're here for the final race of the final round of the final season of this Prototype Challenge. My name's Mark and joining me in the commentary booth is Steve. Steve, how you doing?
I don't know, I could cope. Last one of the season. Oh no. No, it's fantastic to be here, Mark. I've enjoyed every single minute of every single race, and it'd be interesting to see how the championship stacks up right at the end. And hopefully everybody gets there nice, peaceful and safe to the end. That'd be brilliant.
Indeed. So, as we said, this is a championship deciding race. So we've got Lugokeki versus Maxwell for the championship. And Lugokeki...
That's easy for you to say.
It's not easy for me to say. Lugokeki is on reverse grid pole position. So...
I think we need to change his name to Smith. David Smith. Only joking, David.
So, yes, as the safety car starts, we'll have a rolling start. Lugokeki from pole position. Kelly alongside him on the front row. It is advantage Maxwell in the championship overall. Maxwell's got about a 30-point lead or so, but it is advantage Lugokeki in this race. Starting from pole position, Maxwell down in, it'll be 8th position. The LMP3's leaving a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, we do know that Lugokeki does have the talent and the ability to stay there out in front, so it'll be interesting to see if the rest can beat him.
The safety car peels into the pits. And Lugokeki leads us to the green flag. We are racing at Suzuka. Lugokeki keeps the lead from Kelly and Parker in 3rd position. Safely through turn 1 are the leaders, as we see a battle for the lead in LMP3. Malarin straight up the inside of Russell Bright, and he keeps that position as they go through Spoon Curve. Yeah, I'm sticking with the spoon jokes. Learn to live with it. We've got one race left, I'm going to make the most of it. As we see the LMP2 drivers come through the spoon curves. Pavel Kuzmarek to the outside, Murphy on the inside, which becomes the outside through 2 spoons. And Kuzmarek keeps that position. Maxwell is already up a place into 7th position. You see Parker having to defend a little bit from Simon Geimer through the spoon hairpin. The Maxwell closing in on greening. He's up 1 position already, just 0.4 of a second behind first of the 2 risky cars. Risky by name, risky by nature. As we see, I think there was a little blink there from Messenger as he dropped down the timing screens. Nothing has happened to Messenger. He is still there in 5th. Meanwhile, Lugokeki is starting to open up that gap up at the front. Kelly starting to slip back slightly, and Parker looks like he might have a good run. That was a very good exit out of the spoon chicane.
Yeah, I think if Kelly and Parker are to catch Lugokeki, they're going to have to work together and try and push each other along.
I think that's probably going to be the best option. See that Murphy getting a little bit sideways there through the first spoon curve. Simon Geimer there still all over the back of Parker. Maxwell looked like he was having a little look on the inside of Messenger as Pepper in the Cool Camel decides to take to the grass.
Yeah, I can only imagine he made a mistake on track and took to the grass to avoid hitting anybody or spinning out.
Yeah, I think it is very tricky, this circuit, so I think incidents are aplenty, as are mistakes, as we see. Talking of mistakes, that was a little bit out of shape from Parker through the spoon hairpin. That looks like it's opening the door up for Geimer. Parker to the inside as they break for spoon curve. That's Messenger going very wide, trying to go all the way around the outside of these two. Parker stays ahead for now. Guymer.
Yeah, carrying a lot of speed into that corner.
Into which corner? Spoon corner.
Spoon corner.
But Parker remains ahead. Certainly get the impression that Guymer feels like he's quicker, and he goes for the dive bomb on Parker. Can he make it stick? Parker very aggressive on exit. He's pushing him wide. Guymer does have the inside line, but does Parker have the speed? Parker remains ahead for the moment, but Guymer will have the inside line for turn 1. The first of the spoons. Two riskies side by side behind them. Guymer backs out. Parker keeps the position. Loses the rear end slightly, though. That allows Guymer to get almost back alongside. But as they enter the spoon curves, Parker remains ahead. A bit of a train forming up behind him now. Maxwell, in order that, did manage to get past Messenger. So he's now in a risky sandwich.
Yeah, it looks like... my apologies, Mark. It looks like Parker's a bit of a cork in the bottle at the moment. He's holding Simon Guymer up there and everybody behind.
Words that I never thought would come out of my mouth, because Parker's a pretty quick guy.
He is very. It just seems on this race, he just seems to have lost his mojo a tiddly bit, and he seems to be struggling. And like I say, the cars behind him are queuing up to get past.
So we'll keep an eye on Parker, see how he goes. Kelly, meanwhile, has made a bit of a break for it. Gap up at the front is still 2 seconds. Meanwhile, in the LMP3 class, it's all fairly quiet. Malarin from Bright from Brown is your podium in the LMP3s.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that works out in the minor place. Obviously, Malarin's run away with the title, and Bright's fairly much secured second. So it'd be interesting to see how Brown, Mises, and Tomei work out for the minor places.
Indeed, and that was greening into the back of Guymer ever so slightly as they accelerate out of the spoon chicane. And it looked as if Greening could have got ahead down to the first spoon, but not quite far enough ahead to make the move stick. Meanwhile, here's our race leader, Suzuka Keki, having a pretty quiet race, to be honest. He's 2 seconds ahead of Kelly. And yeah, stretching that gap by a couple of tenths every lap. He's doing all he can do to try and get this championship. It's a bit of a long shot, but it's certainly still possible. Meanwhile, that was greening again into the back of Guymer. Doesn't look like there's any damage to either car, though. You certainly get the feeling that Greening feels like he's faster and is trying to force a mistake or force an overtake. Fortunately, that line through Spoon Curve wasn't ideal. But meanwhile, just look how the fortunes can change in a matter of seconds. Parker, a lap ago, he was looking like the cork in the bottle, and he was getting swamped this way, that way, and now suddenly he's just bolted. And he's now got, what, a second and a half back to Guymer?
Yeah, he must have had his mojo tucked in his back pocket.
So, as you look up the front, that was another strong lap for Suzuka. Meanwhile, Greening he originally wasn't able to find his way past, but he's forced a mistake. Guymer goes wide into the first spoon, and that loses him not 1, not 2. Could it be 3 positions? No, because he makes contact with Messenger. Messenger gets a little bit sideways, but manages to keep it facing the right way. So our new 4th through 7th is now Greening, Maxwell, Guymer from Messenger.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Simon Guymer. Just a little bit of a mistake on that first spoon. And he runs
Oh,
wide.
that's Lugakeki round.
Ooh, Lugakeki round.
That sounded the lead to Kelly.
It has, and Parker will be sniffing round there as well to take second place.
This, of course, has huge championship implications. It's Lugakeki versus Maxwell for the championship, of course.
And he'll be wanting to keep those rear tyres or get them cooled down as best as he possibly can, because they'll be overheated with the slide there.
In at the start of this race, with Lugakeki leading and Maxwell down in 8th, that would have been enough to give Lugakeki the championship. But as it stands, the championship will have gone, or will be going, back to Maxwell. Yeah, that was a very costly mistake there from Lugakeki. A little look there for Stephen Greening, just poking his nose to the inside, just letting Parker know, hey, I'm here. Don't get too comfortable with that podium position. We see a little spin there for Rich Meesters. That was on the exit of Spoon Curve. While Greening still all over the back of Parker. And, oh, commentator's curse strikes yet again. Greening goes wide and loses 2 positions to Maxwell and his teammate Messenger. So hang on, what's happened to Simon Geimer and all of that? Geimer was in 5th, I think, 6th.
Yeah, down to 9th. Some sort of incident. He's way back as well. He's 15 seconds behind Alex Murphy.
There's some things happened there that we didn't see. Meanwhile, Lugakeki has got those rear tyres back under control, and he's now caught back up to Kelly. And we saw at the start of this race, Lugakeki's pace was absolutely immense. So we'll see if he's able to find a way back past Kelly. Kelly, meanwhile, defends well into the Spoon chicane. Gets a good exit. Lugakeki almost putting 2 wheels in the grass there on the exit of Spoon.
Yeah, we're trying to use that toe down the Spoon straight and into Spoon 1.
Indeed. As we see the 2 riskies side by side yet again. Still side by side through the first corner. Still side by side and exit, but it's advantage Messenger as they head towards the Spoon S's.
Would that be Spoon?
That would be Spoon. Everything is Spoon.
Spoon S's. Oh, that was Rich Meesters. That was a nasty snap.
Yeah,
of,
it really went.
Some sort of viciousness.
And oh, that's a spin for Simon
Geimer.
That's what put him so far behind. Yeah, that spin, he had to really get out of the way of the 2 cars following.
He was so close to being collected there as well. It's that corner there is unsighted as you come around it, so they did well to actually nip on the inside and not collect him.
As we see, we've got live updates of the timing between Kelly and Lugakeki. You can see it is very nip and tuck between the 2 of them. Kelly slightly faster in Sector 2, Lugakeki slightly faster in Sector 1, 3 and 4. Just 0.2 of a second separate these 2 now. They exit Spoon Curve. Lugakeki's tucked right up in the slipstream, ducks to the inside as they approach Spoon 30R. Will he go for the overtake? He goes for it. Kelly tries to hang around the outside. Doesn't have quite enough speed. Parker's trying to get involved. He looks to the outside of his teammate. Thinks better of it. Lugakeki back in the lead. of the race. Maxwell, meanwhile, is up to 4th. Up 4 places in that race. He's having a brilliant race. The two riskies are going racing again.
To for the championship.
Sorry, Steve, you are absolutely right. Maxwell needed that result. Two riskies side by side yet again. Greening did have the inside for Spoon 1. He's now had the outside for the Spoon S's and has had to tuck back in behind his teammate Messenger.
Yeah, having a bit of fun with each other there.
Yeah, definitely.
And to see if Dlugo Keke can now start building a lead again.
He's got a couple of tenths in the first couple of sectors. Kelly is right back with him though in sector 3 and 4.
I thought he'd lost the back end again.
I was going to say, he got very loose coming out of the Spoon hairpin.
Nothing worse than a loose back end.
You're absolutely right, Steve. Maybe he had a dodgy curry the night before.
A bit of sushi.
And meanwhile, as they approach Spoon 30R again, with just 2 laps to go, you'll see a replay of what happened to Russell Bright. Oh, back end just came round through Spoon. So he's lost a place to Mark Brown. And that'll be Tomei getting close. And in fact, yeah, we can see that Tomei did get past Bright.
Yeah, once you lose momentum on that long straight there, it's very difficult to pick it up and not lose places.
I think especially when you have the rear end coming around and you like that, it is not too bad for Bright, but especially if you go all the way around and you have to do one of those sort of spin turns, it overheats the rear tyres so much, and it's the next couple of corners just feel horrible.
Yeah, you've got to be so careful with even just the braking.
So as we see Maxwell now in 4th, all over the back of Parker. Will Maxwell be able to get back up to the podium? Meanwhile, here is Bright to the inside, approaching Spoon 30R. He's on the inside line. Will Tomei be able to hold it round the outside? I think he might, you know. That gives him the inside for the Spoon chicane to end the lap. And yeah, Tomei stays ahead.
One lap remaining. It's going to be very close.
Indeed. So Dlugo Keke now has built that gap up to about sort of 8-9 tenths. He looks like he's regained control of this race. Well, having said that, he's a little bit squirrely through the exit off Spoon. He does get a slightly better run out, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. Dlugo Keke then doing all he possibly can to seal that championship. As the checkered flag comes out, he wins the race. He can do nothing more. It's out of his hands now. Steve Maxwell, though, coming home in 4th place, does just enough to win the championship. So well done to him. That's back-to-back championships in the LMP2.
Yeah, congratulations there. And also for the Stuart there, taking 2nd and 3rd.
Wait for the LMP3 drivers to cross the finish line. Millar in there with a commanding lead. And as he approaches Spoon 30R for the final time. No championship to be decided in LMP3, of course. It is this man right here. Championship of just about everything this season.
Yeah, he could almost turn it round and drive over the line backwards.
Don't tempt me, might do it. Oh, I was kidding, Joe. I was kidding. Don't do it.
That's race over. A fantastic result there for Tour.
Indeed.
As we see, the standings will be coming up in a moment for the overalls. Then we got prototype for the LMP3s. Got Tom Malarin taking the win, followed by Mark Brown, Xiao Tome, Russell Bright, Rich Meisters, and Steve Pepper. That's the first lot of results. Obviously, the LMP2s will follow. Oh, great result there for Tour, wrapping up the championship.
Indeed.
And then see the LMP2s.
Okay.
Lugo Keke with the win, 50 points, followed by Gavin Kelly and Don Parker, Stephen Maxwell fourth, Stephen Greening, Michael Messenger, Alex Murphy, James Renwick, Simon Geimer, and Pavel Kuzmanek bringing up the rear.
Thanks for...
It'd be interesting to see how close the championship for the LMP2s was.
Yes, well, we'll get final official confirmation in just a second. Wait for the graphics to update.
The suspense is killing me.
And there we go, confirmation. In first place, Stephen Maxwell, 518 points in the end. After all the drop scores are taken into account, Luka Keke on 487. So there we go, absolute congratulations to Stephen Maxwell, an absolutely stellar championship.
Yeah, the top three not really changing very much at all. And only for minor places, like say Michael Bush is moving up one place to take fourth, and nobody else really making any inroads. LMP3 once again very static. The only one to make any inroads really was Mark Brown with 2 places up. And congratulations to Tom Malarin taking first place, with Russell Bright cementing second, and Xiao Tome making sure he got the 3rd place in the championship. And unfortunately for Rich, 4th place, fantastic runners up. Teams wise in the LMP2s, we have Wizards Fire Ruby taking, it looks like almost a draw there with 518 points apiece, and obviously taking it on countback. Stupid Igori moving up from 3rd to 2nd and demoting the 2nd to 3rd. LMP3s, a massive 884 points for Wizard Green Emerald, and then No Slots No Glory taking 2nd, and Cool Camel Silver with 3rd place with 575 points.
Well, that was the final race of the Prototype Challenge, but we have the LOA Endurance round coming up in April. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, there's the links to our socials. They'll also be in the description. Come and say hello, come and race with us. And most importantly, like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been Mark, and joining me has been Steve.
Yeah, thanks very much everybody, and look forward to everybody joining us in the new season. Take care everybody, bye for now.